Inequalities with variables on both sides. So to review, we have some questions, okay, that are just solving equations. What are we going to do to get the k's together over here?
You would subtract 4k.
We would subtract 4k. So remember, we kind of drew this wall down the middle. We subtract 4k from both sides. 3k equals 15. Divide by 3. And so we get k equals 5. And because these are equations, we could actually plug that in and check it. There actually is a way to check inequalities. I don't think I've shown you that yet, but there is a way to check them. Okay, number 2. What are we going to do first?
You are going to subtract 1c.
Subtract 1c. Subtract 1c from both sides, so we get, well, that's just 1c.
Yes.
Minus 5. It's 4. Mm-hmm. Good. So we get 9 on the right side. Yeah, and we really don't have to write the 1 there. We could just write c. c equals 9. Mm-hmm. Next, so on number 3, we're going to have to distribute first. Mm-hmm. 2y plus 12 is 3y. Okay, that would be a good move. We can subtract 2y from both sides. That way we just have 1y equals 12. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay. Any questions on those first 3? No? Yep. Okay. Any questions at all? All right. Number 4. Let's start with inequalities. So first thing we want to do, I'm not going to draw a wall down the middle, a line down the middle, but we kind of have to imagine that it's there. Okay. So we are going to have to kind of imagine there's a line here. We need to move the 3. I'm going to go ahead and move the variables every time. Every time I'm going to move them to the left. That's just kind of what I'm going to do. So yes, we're going to subtract 3x. Now the only thing is, since we're going to have a negative here, negative 2x is less than 8. The only thing about that is we're going to have to divide by a negative. So we'll have to switch it when we do this. So yes, we'll divide by negative 2. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that over here. I'm gonna have x and negative 4. Which way is my sign gonna? What's it gonna be when I finish?
It's going to be the opposite.
The opposite. So it's gonna be x is greater than negative 4. All right, and I'm just gonna put negative 4 in here somewhere.
And then you would take it to the right.
To the right. It's greater than, correct. Okay. Yep. The difference is just the sign. That's the big difference. Okay. Number 5.
You would subtract 3.5x.
Subtract 3.5x from both sides. 3.5. I gotta fix that. Mm-hmm. Yep, 2.5x. You're going faster than I am. 2.5x minus 1 is less than or equal to 4. Okay, add 1. Okay, and I'm going to have to move to the side again, if I can. Alright, so that is 2.5x is less than or equal to 5. Okay, dividing by 2.5. Are we going to switch our sign here? No. No, we didn't divide by a negative, so we're going to leave it as less than or equal to 2. Okay, so x is less than or equal to 2. So there's our 2. Closed circle, yes. And less than or equal to, so to the left, yes. Okay. All right. Number 6. Move that right over there. What are we going to do? subtract 1y. So that gives us xy. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Subtract 1. Alright, so we get 6y is greater than or equal to negative 6. Are we going to switch our sign on this time? No. Somebody said it the other day, that really the only time that you switch is when you've got, I think somebody said the variable is negative. That's not quite right. It's whenever the number in front, the coefficient of the variable, when that's negative. So when that is so if that were a negative 6, we'd flip it. Kind of like right here, we had a negative 2x. So I can actually tell you pretty much, once we get down to the two-step equation part of that, whether we're going to have to flip it or not. Alright, so that is going to be greater than or equal to negative 1. We'll put negative 1 in here. Closed. To the right. Okay. Alright, number 7, we're going to have to add 2k. Add 2k to both sides. 15 is greater than 3. Okay. Subtract 15, yes. I'm trying really hard not to say your names in case you don't actually want to be known on the video. Okay. Alright, 6k is greater than negative 12. Are we going to flip this one? No, because it's a positive 6 right there. 6 greater than negative 2. Alright, so there's negative 2. It's greater than. Are we going to have to close that circle? No, it's going to be open. Yep. Okay. Alright. Next. Alright, number 8. We've got one thing that's different. And that's that we actually have to combine some like terms first. So, we've got the negative 12. So that's going to be 4a minus 20. Or equal to, Okay. Subtract 2a. 2a minus 20 is less than or equal to 10. Add 20. So we would get, let's bring it over. Alright, 2a is less than or equal to 30. And is less than or equal to 15. And I probably should be boxing my answers in because we do have a lot of work here. 15, and go to the left. And it's closed, like you said. Okay. Okay, number 9, we need to first distribute. Okay. Minus 6x is greater than 3x. Okay. Now, I said I'm always going to move it to the left. This might be a time when you might want to try moving it to the right. Okay, so let's move it left to right. Add 6x. Alright. 6 divided by 9. So that is 2/3. Yeah, 2/3 is greater than x. Well, here's where we're going to have to be careful. So if we do that, that's why I move them all the way to the left. If you move it to the right like that, then you really are going to have to think about this as x is less than 2/3. So it's going to be to the left, yeah. Yeah, so we have 2/3 is greater than x. So we have to think, we're going to have to think about that as x is less than 2/3. So I'm kind of going backwards. X is less than 2/3. It'd be going to the left, yes. Let's put 2/3 in the middle there. And less than. Okay. Now numbers 10 and 11, we're going to distribute. Yeah, so number 10 will distribute, so 8c plus 4 is greater than 4c minus 12. Okay, if we subtract 4c from both sides, we get 4c plus 4 is greater than negative 12. Okay, subtract 4. Alright, I need more space. Okay, so it's going to be 4c is greater than negative 16. Okay, and then dividing by 4. Are we going to flip? Are we going to flip it? Nope. So c is greater than negative 4. Open, negative 4, and it's greater than, so we shade to the right. So if you were to look back at solving equations, it'd be like a piece of cake, right? Yeah, like we said, things just kind of build on themselves. So we get negative 6w minus 6. Yeah, we have a negative 6 multiplying there. It's less than 2w plus 10. Negative 8w minus 6 is less than 10. Now, hold on just a second. Are we going to have to flip this one eventually? Yes, because we have the negative 8 right there. Alright, so adding 6 to both sides. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to get 16 there. Is greater than negative 8w. So we'll divide by negative 8. And then we'll flip that. So that w is greater than negative 2. Alright, so negative 2. Just slap it right there to the right because it's greater than. Alright, number 12. To the right. Okay, number 12. X plus 5 is greater than or equal to x plus 3. How about subtract? Could subtract 1x. That's 0x. That cancels out. We have two 0 pairs. We get 5 is greater than or equal to. That looks awful. 5 is greater than or equal to 3. Okay. Now, if you remember back with solving equations, we'd have something that's either a no solution or an all real numbers. Is 5 greater than or equal to 3? Yes, that's true. So the answer is all real numbers. And if you're not sure when you get there, you can actually type in your calculator 5 is greater than or equal to 3. If you hit second equal, if you go to the scratch pad, and if you go to the scratch, you hit second equal or control equal, you get this little, I don't know if you can actually see this, but it's this little pop-up pad that has less than or equal to, less than, has all those on there. So you can actually type 5 is greater than or equal to 3 and check it. But see if it's true or false. It'll tell you if it's true. In this case, it is. 13. Subtract 2x. So that's 5 is greater than 6. That's false. So our answer is no solution. Good. Okay, we'll distribute here, so we'll get 2x minus 4 Well, that's good because there's only one step to this one pretty much. So 2x minus 4 is less than or equal to, if we distribute that, we get negative 2. The negative times the negative is positive. It's going to be plus 2x. Alright, now, I want you to do this with me. This is probably the only time I'll ever do this. Well, yeah, probably the only time I'll do this. You have a 2x on both sides. We're going to subtract that, right? That means those two just kind of fall off, right? Negative 4 is less than or equal to negative 2. Is it true or false? Remember, they're negatives. So 0, negative 2, and negative 4 will be right there. So is that less? So it's less if it's farther to the left, right? So the numbers are getting smaller this way. So yes, this is true actually. So the answer is true, and that's all real numbers. Something really similar with 15. The b's are going to fall off. So we'll have no more variables. Negative 4 is less than negative 6. False, no solution. You're always good. What are you talking about? Yeah, I know. Okay. 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 We good on that one? For those? Okay. Number 16. This, I will agree, there's not a whole lot of space here. Okay. So, let's go ahead and distribute. That's going to be 2x, 2 minus 2x, plus 5. If you need more space in your assignment, I'll get you some paper. But 6x less than or equal to 6x minus 3. Okay. So let's see, we're going to combine that together, so that's 7 minus 2x equal to 6x minus 3. Yeah. I'm going to try to write it the same way you probably are going to have to. So over here we're going to subtract 6x, I guess. Subtract 6x. So that is 7. So we're going up here now. 7 minus 8x. So less than or equal to negative 3. See, subtract 7. Okay, so that's negative 8x. So less than or equal to negative 10 dividing by negative 8. The x is... It will, we're dividing by negative. We divide by negative 8 there. So, and that is, let's see, 5/4. Would it be helpful if I wrote this all like normal down here? Would that help? Yeah. Do you want me to rewrite it? Okay. So, yeah, it's going to be great. X is greater than or equal to 5/4, which 5/4 is a decimal. It's 1.25. Well, if we didn't flip the sign, yeah. So it is going to be B. Yeah. Yeah. If we have time after this, I think I might be able to show you a way we could use our answer choices to help us out. So, to make this a little bit easier, then that's probably why there wasn't a whole lot of space. Maybe we were supposed to use our answer choices. Sure. Okay. So, next we have 17. X times negative 3 is a positive number. Okay. X times negative 3. How would we write that? 3x. Negative 3x. What does something being a positive number mean? No. So positive numbers are all the numbers that are bigger than 0, right? So that means greater than 0. That is a greater than. So negative 3x is greater than 0. Okay, so there's our inequality. In fact, it doesn't even say to solve, does it? Write an inequality. So I guess that's it. How would we solve that? That would be negative 3. We'd have to flip the sign.
That would be x,
Nope. 0 divided by anything is going to be 0. So there's our inequality that we were asked to write, and there's our answer. Probably the big thing in that problem is that a positive number means greater than 0. Okay, so come back to this one if you see anything something positive. Okay, number 18. Number 18. 4 more than twice a number is greater than 2/3 of the number. Okay, now these 3 words, and I'm going to see if I can highlight this. These 3 words, is greater than means greater than. So that's how, so these are going to be on opposite sides. So this one's going to be on one side, this is going to be on the other. How would you write 2/3 of a number? 2/3. Yeah, 2/3 n, we could use that. Okay. And then over here, 4 more than twice a number. What does twice a number mean? Double? Yeah, so it's 2n. 4 more than that, it's going to be plus 4. So 2n plus 4. I want to point out again and again and again, the word than, when it says 4 more than, that means you're doing 2n plus 4. So these words right here, is greater than. If you see is greater than, is less than, is at most, that's always going to be where your sign's going to show up. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Sometimes that can get a little confusing because a lot of times people will turn this into a greater than symbol, and that's not what that is. It's the plus right there. Okay. So let's subtract. Which way we want to go?
left to right.
Okay, left to right. So subtract 2n. If you need to, grab your calculator, figure out what 2/3 minus 2 is. It should be negative 4/3. Yep, negative 4/3 in. We keep our sign for now. Are we going to have to flip our sign?
No.
What's in front of our n? The n has a negative 4/3 there, so we're going to divide or multiply by negative 3/4 times negative 3/4. Be very, very careful right here because we're going to say we're multiplying by negative, so we're going to flip it. That is going to be negative 3 is less than n. All right. Now, of all things, if we were going to graph this, I would want to flip this again. I would want to read that as n is greater than negative 3. If I was going to graph it, I'd have to be really careful there. Yeah. So you can leave it right here since it just says solve it. You can leave it as, well, we wanted to write one. There's our inequality. We also wanted to solve it. But if you were going to graph it, I would probably go, that is n is greater than negative 3. So again, just be careful with the graphing. All right, number 19. Almost there. The sum of a number and 19 is less than. Okay, is less than is our symbol. So is less than is in there. The sum of a number and 19. So what does sum mean? Answer to an addition. So we have the sum of our number and 19. Okay, is 6 times the number decreased by 1. 6 times the number decreased by 1. Okay, next, subtract 6n. Subtract 6n. Alright, that's negative 5n plus 19. Is less than negative 1. Mm-hmm. We do. Negative 5n is less than negative 20. And then Divide by. We're going to flip it, yes. So n is greater than 4, positive 4. So n is greater than 4. Now, again, the two things I'm looking for whenever you have a problem like this is the actual inequality that you write and then the answer. Okay. All right, two more. You ready to go? Okay. There we go. Okay. A+ Advertising charges a fee of $24 plus 10 cents per flyer to print and deliver flyers. Print and More charges 25 cents per flyer. For how many flyers is the cost of A+ Advertising less than the cost of Print and More? So we want to know where A+ is less than Print and More. So what are we going to write for A+? Actually, our variable what we're after is how many flyers. So actually we need to write an F for flyers. Flyers. Okay. So, but what can we write an expression for A+ Advertising? They charge $24. $24 plus 4 plus 0.1. Okay. And that's less than Print and More, which is 25 cents per flyer. Now, this might be a good time to subtract the 0.10. All right, so that gives us 24 is less than 0.15 F. And then next we're going to have to divide by 0.15. Alright, so something is less than F. 24 divided by 0.15 is 160. 160. So that means, I'm going to flip this around. That means if we have greater than 160 flyers, if we had greater than 160 flyers, then A+, it costs less than Print and More. Okay. Okay. Next, we have 21. To rent a certain vehicle, Rent-A-Ride charges $55 per day with unlimited miles. The cost of renting a similar vehicle at We Got Wheels is $38 per day plus 20 cents per mile. For what number of miles is the cost at Rent-A-Ride less than the cost at We Got Wheels? Okay, so first, what do we not know? It's always in the question. What do we not know?
What do we not know?
Mm-hmm.
We do not know the cost for We Got Wheels.
No, we can figure that out, but they ask us for something. For what?
For what number of miles?
Number of miles. We're really after that. So I'm going to say M equals miles. All right. So for Rent-A-Ride, that's $55. Really, that's it. I mean, it's just that's unlimited miles. We don't have to worry about the miles. Okay. So let's see. When is that less than We Got Wheels? That's $38 plus 20 cents a mile. Okay. So we'll subtract 38. It's going to be 17, I believe. It is less than 0.20 m. Divide by 0.20. Sign will stay the same. And that would be times 5. What is that? 85 maybe? Is it? Okay, 85. So 85 is less than miles. So I'm going to write this as m is greater than 85 miles.
Wait, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Why do you change it up like? Wait, I don't get it. Why do you do it?
Well, one, I feel like it makes more sense to say that our miles are more than 85.
Well, like, if we don't split it, I mean, do we?
If you leave it right here, no. Now you will make sure you do put miles in there somewhere, or the units. But yeah, if you don't switch it, that'll be fine. But if you had to graph it, you'd have to be really, really careful. Okay. Is this the end of our notes? Okay. Shout out to
Eric. Thank you, Eric. Follow me on Instagram at Eric_13.
All right. That's enough.